What's up? What's up? Hello orchid fans, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. February is over, so hopefully the winter is gonna start kind of getting away, and I'm definitely seeing some improvement with my orchids as well. I think that they're kind of waking up. I had a change this month in terms of what I'm doing with my orchids. So I started flushing my orchids in the shower every week. So I would basically take my orchids into the bathtub, and then I would just take my shower and just, you know, drench them in water from top to bottom, so including leaves, crowns, flower spikes, you know, everything, and of course the actual pot as well. So I would kind of like try and get the water all the way through the pot as much as possible, just to really, you know, just flush it properly. And the only orchid I don't do this with is my Paphiopedilum. So with Paphiopedilum, I'm still taking it to the shower, but I am super careful not to get any water on the leaves or in the crown or around the base of the plant. So I am just, you know, flushing the media. And the reason for that is because a lot of fans fell off that path, and you know, I don't know if it was rot or if it was just old fans and they were just coming off anyway, but I'm not risking it. You know, I don't want to flush my my Paphiopedilum the same way I'm doing the rest of the orchids. The others seem to be totally fine. The only one kind of half casualty, I guess, is my Scuticaria. I had 2 pieces in that pot, and one of the pieces just totally died off pretty quickly. So I don't know if it's to do with the flushes, or if there was something else underneath that, you know, I didn't see in time, and it just, you know, it just died. But so far I've done 3 flushes, so 3 weeks I've done it for, and I'm actually seeing quite good things happening. One of the, you know, best successes is that my vanilla orchid started doing something. So it started growing a few things, so I'll show you closer when we get to it. But yeah, let's jump in, let's have a look at a few orchids closer, and let's see what's going on. Alright, so I won't show you the cool growers this time. There's not really much going on, and one of them I'm actually gonna repot soon, so you will see that one pretty soon anyway. My top shelf here, I had to rearrange a few things because my Tolumnia is bringing in those spikes, and they are so tall. So if you can keep going, you can see these spikes are really tall, and it was sitting on the shelf below, and these spikes started kind of just touching the lamps, and I just got scared that, you know, that kind of damaged the bud. So I moved it up. This spike I think is less advanced. You can see there is not really much to see yet. This one, I think the buds are already forming. It could be branches, I'm not sure. But yeah, this one is Tolumnia Flyer Golden Fan. So yeah, amazing. These 2 spikes are doing so well. So yeah, this one is getting flushed, you know, properly, and as all the others as well, as I said. And you know, so far so good. It seems to be really enjoying that. And I think my Luisia primulina is enjoying that a lot as well, because these aerial roots are finally getting some moisture, which I think it's liking quite a lot. But yeah, I guess I'll just show you one more thing quickly, and that is the spikes on my Psychopsis. So they're definitely getting a lot bigger than, you know, what they were last month. So they're definitely growing now. So I can't wait to finally get those blooms back. You know, when I repotted this orchid, I think it wasn't too happy. So it kind of sulked a little bit, but it didn't dry up the spikes. So those 2 spikes were still there. And yeah, thankfully, you know, they're now regrowing the buds. So that's really nice. We'll see some blooms hopefully pretty soon. So on this shelf, I mean, I can't just ignore my epidendrum hybrid. It's got some blooms opening. I'm gonna do a bloom alert video on it. It's got 4 blooms at the moment. Just check them out. I mean, wow, the colors are just unbelievable. I just love, you know, all this detail and the difference in colors, etc. It's just amazing. But I'll do a proper bloom alert video on that one. But the plant we're gonna kind of cover in more detail today is my Neophoenicia falcata or Vanda falcata. So this plant is super slow growing, and when I started flushing my orchids, check this out, I noticed that it's growing a new root here, and there is another nubbin over there, and it's still too small, you know, to say that it's a root. But also this existing root here at the top, it's actually growing a branch down. So let me see if I can maybe show you through here, so you can hopefully see a nubbin just right there, and that's basically branching from the older root that stopped growing. So I think this one is really enjoying those flushes. It's got a new leaf coming at the center here as well. I don't know if you can see it, it's pretty tiny still. But yeah, this one is actually also growing pretty well. This smaller fan, at some point I only had 1 leaf left on it, and now, as you can see, it's grown the 2nd leaf and a 3rd leaf. This one is extending quite well as well. And then this root, if it finds its way into the media and kind of grows well, you know, I'm hoping that it might actually get its momentum and just kind of, you know, start growing a bit kind of faster. But yeah, I think this one is really enjoying the flushes. So all the others are doing, you know, pretty well. My Cattleya CM Jade is pushing out roots. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's got some roots going as well. So yeah, they're, you know, pretty happy plants. So let's keep going down. Okay, and down here I've got, so my Renanthera, check out these blooms. They're actually getting pretty big now. I don't know if you can see very well. I don't want to take it out the shell because it's got a massive root hanging out down. But yeah, these buds are now showing the freckles as well. So I think we're gonna see those blooms fairly soon. There's a branch with pretty tiny buds, so it's gonna take a while for those to open. But I hope that even a couple blooms will open soon, and I can show you those. It's a really, you know, I'm really looking forward to this one. But yeah, the one I'm gonna talk about on the shelf, let me see if I can actually get it out. I'll move this one, and of course the spike, need to be careful with that. So I wanted to show you the vanilla orchid. I mean, it is looking pretty sad, I know, and I honestly thought that that's it, it's gonna be dying. But then check this out, it's got something green coming out here. I still can't understand whether it's a leaf or a new growth, you know, just like a branch or what, but something is happening here. And then if I turn it around, there is another one here, again the same thing. I'm not sure if it's a branch or a leaf, but something is coming out. So I mean, overall you can see this plant is looking so sad, and for the longest time that's all it was doing, just giving me these, you know, the leaves are dying off, the ends, you can see the top, you see it's just totally drying off. And I honestly thought this plant, that's it, you know, that I lost it, and you know, it's too far gone. And you know, even if these green things here, even if something is gonna come out of them, it's still gonna take a while for this plant to recover, and it might actually still die. But again, you know, I just started noticing them when I started flushing the orchids, and it might not be the flushes, of course, you know, it could just be that the spring is coming and, you know, warmer weather and stuff, and it's maybe just kind of, I couldn't say it's warmer yet, you know, it is still pretty cold outside, and of course I'm growing them inside, so it's not like they can see what's the weather. But yeah, I don't know if it's the spring or if it is the flushes, but whatever it is, you know, I'm just super happy that this vanilla orchid is showing some sign of life. So yeah, let's keep going down to have a look what's going on down there. Alrighty, so down here, I'm kind of trying to mix it up, so I don't want to talk about the same plants, you know, every month, so that, you know, I was saying that I will cover basically one plant per shelf, so, you know, I don't want to be the same plant every month, so that, you know, we can actually kind of see the rest of the collection as well. And I think that last month I was talking about my Oncidium, which is now kind of recovering, and it's doing pretty well, so I'll kind of leave it alone. I guess I'll maybe focus on this Phalaenopsis. So this is my friend's recovering Phalaenopsis, and I had an update video on it recently, but check out, you can probably see already there is a root coming out here. When I saw it a few days ago, I got so excited. I just can't believe it's so fast. I thought it's gonna take this orchid at least a couple more months before I see something like that. And then if I take you around on the other side, I don't know if you can see very well, but that tiny nubbin over here, sorry, I don't think it's focusing very well, but that teeny tiny bright thing that you can see, that's another root coming out. So I've got two new roots coming through this orchid, and I'm just, you know, just totally surprised that it's so resilient and it's, you know, already growing these new roots. I've got a new leaf as well coming out, the middle here. So a new leaf is coming through. So this leaf, when it came, it had the tiniest tip of this leaf here. And it is pretty tiny, so it's already growing a new leaf, and I'm sure this leaf will still extend more, so that's not the end of it. But it is still pretty small, you know, for it to start growing a new leaf. So obviously this orchid has still got a long way to go before it kind of comes back to, you know, its normal leaves. Even this massive leaf here, even that is, I think, too small for this orchid. It can grow a lot bigger leaves than this. But still, it's, you know, it is growing, it's moving forward, and that's all I can ask of it just now. So yeah, I was just so excited to see this root coming out so quickly. So yeah, it's happy, we are getting there. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. And last but not least, my bottom shelf. Again, can't really remember which one I talked about last time. It could have been maybe my path. But let me show you my Dendrobium nobile keiki. So check out these buds. They're now getting their color and they're so cute. I've got another couple buds on this cane, and if I turn it around, there is another bud right here. So, you know, obviously it's not gonna be in like full bloom like nobilis can do, but this cake is growing pretty well and, you know, blooming already. It's so nice. I've got a massive new growth as well on here. So it's developing pretty quickly, I would say. It's got another eye right here, and I wonder if it's gonna push out another growth from there. You know, I'm not asking for that. You know, it's still nice that it's growing this one new growth. This cane here, which is the latest cane on the main plant, I can't see any new growths coming out. I know it looks like it's kind of potted up pretty deep, but you know, it's pretty big leca ball, so you know, one leca ball is not gonna kind of bury the plant totally. But yeah, I can't see any new growths on that cane, so we might just be having just that one growth, which is basically on the keiki. So I know it's a whole double keiki situation going on here, but it's, yeah, it's doing so well. And then I didn't think I'm gonna kind of mention my cherry baby again because I talked about it last month, but I have to bring it in. Give me 2 secs. So check this baby out. Look at that. It's giving me a spike. That was totally unexpected. when I did, I think it was the first flush, so 3 weeks ago, when I did the first flush, again, I just kind of showered the whole plant. And then I noticed that it's got a spike. You know, I wasn't even looking for spikes at all. I was focusing on those new growths and the new roots that are going crazy in the pot. And so this spike was about this tall up to maybe here. When I noticed it, you know, that's quite unusual. I usually notice my spikes pretty early on. But I just did not expect this one to bloom at this, you know, at this stage of its growing pattern. I was thinking it's just gonna, you know, keep pushing the new growths and then we will look for spikes on those growths. But this is one of its previous growths, so yeah, I'm just a bit shocked, you know, why it's growing a spike. But of course that's amazing. So yeah, I guess we'll see some cherry baby blooms in a couple months time. So yeah, I just wanted to share this with you as well, that it's kind of doing, you know, being a bit naughty, but you know, it's doing so well. It's growing so many growths and a spike on top of it. You know, it's so healthy. The roots are just massive. So I'm definitely gonna let it bloom, and you know, it's definitely healthy enough to do that. So yeah, that's pretty good news on that one. And as you know, I've also got a couple jewel orchids on the side. I'm probably not gonna really show you these because again, they're doing pretty well, just doing their thing. There is nothing, you know, noteworthy to tell you. So I think we'll just skip them this month. And that was it for this month's update. So as I say, you know, pretty exciting. Orchids are kind of waking up. I hope that these flushes are also making a positive impact on the plants. And you know, all this new growth is kind of spurred because of the flushes. I'm not sure, but I hope that's what it is. So I'll keep doing the flushes and I'll let you know how I'm getting on. And you know, if I'm seeing any negative signs, I'll stop doing that. But for now, I think it's, you know, the plants are doing pretty well. If you've been watching, you know, this far, and if you're still here with me, I just wanted to mention, you know, I can't not mention the Ukraine and, you know, the situation they're in just now. I usually don't talk about political stuff on this channel. That's why I never really mentioned COVID stuff, because it just got so political, even though it shouldn't have been, and I just didn't want to even start talking about it. But you know, the war between Russia and Ukraine is just, I can't ignore it, and I just want to say my thoughts are with Ukraine, and I really, you know, wish them just all the best that they can get in this horrible situation. And you know, my thoughts are really with the people in Ukraine, and I just hope it finishes soon, although obviously it doesn't look like it. But it's just the most horrible thing that is happening to them. I myself a Lithuanian, so you know, I grew up in Lithuania, so for me it's quite personal. It's quite close to what's going on right now. So because you might know the relationship between Lithuania and Russia is pretty much similar to what Ukraine is going through right now, and so it's very unsettling. You know, my parents are quite scared as well of what's going on, and it's just really, you know, I just can't explain in words what it means. So honestly, all my thoughts are with them. I can't stop thinking about it. I keep watching news, and I'm just so proud of Ukraine that they're resisting, you know, the attack, and they're doing amazing job. So thank you, Ukraine, for doing that. For, you know, you are protecting the whole Europe and not just your country, and I just hope you would get even more support from the rest of Europe and the US. But you know, it's all politics, isn't it? So you know, this is the thing, I don't want to discuss this on this channel. So but it's important, and I hope the rest of you are also supporting Ukraine, you know, even with just your thoughts. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that as well. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, you know, you're seeing something that is hopefully useful or at least entertaining. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!